Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Here's the kicker, Harrison Mevis, out to get us started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
They're on the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run here with a rookie from Washington. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too far.
Touchdown, Bears! Roma Dunze. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Jefferson going to go in motion right. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. The Vikings sit 9-4 now on the year, and they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
Looking to throw McCarthy. Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. You look at this Bears defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. They didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last week. Just over 100 yards of total offense given up.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Sticking with a pass. Here's McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Pass complete to Addison. Well, they just keep marching right along. First down on the pickup of 8 there. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game. It will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. This defense for the Bears, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
To the air with McCarthy. And it's complete to Martin. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. On play action, now McCarthy. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll run for it. This is Allen. Powering forward. Oh, again. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Meadows. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 59 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they'd get a sweep of the season series. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. Slot man moves right. Here's Williams. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
On 1st down, Meadows. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. To the air, Williams. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throw right side taken in by Adunze. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They'll run on 1st down. Meadows. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as they used to be, huh?
A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
That's complete right side to Kmet. Touchdown! Cole Kmet from 3 yards out, and the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Throwing is McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Now McCarthy. Completes this to Addison out left. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And maybe some indecision on getting the punt team out there. And they're going to... That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on fourth. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff up the middle. Meadows. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Meadows. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
2nd and a couple. Now a give, right side. Meadows. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Up the middle they go. Meadows. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here. From the 8, it's 3rd and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
Martin will return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Going back to the same well, it's Hawkinson again. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? Well, they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's McCarthy. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Second and 20. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, McCarthy. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And running with power here. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Shoves him aside, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. There go play action. Here's McCarthy. Addison hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll give them a fresh set of downs. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. This complete to Martin. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard.
McCarthy going to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
McCarthy off the play fake. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
2nd and 6 from the 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jordan Addison from 10 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now a handoff up the middle. Meadows, 114 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
To the left side, into the hands of Adunze. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll fake the give. Now Williams. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Vikings pick up the football.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, not get free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. Now a carry for Allen. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They stay on the ground with Allen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw McCarthy. Allen here on the screen. Shoves him away. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 17 yards out. And the Vikings take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to a field goal. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Unable to corral him. He fights through. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Williams. And his throw here is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing is Williams. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. To throw, it's Williams. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different. And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Here is third down and 4. To throw, Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he will have the Bears first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Up the middle they go. Meadows. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. A pass complete to Odunze. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made. Up first and 10 at the 34. A give up the middle to Johnson. Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal. Here's a quick throw right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bears will add to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Vikings 17.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Martin. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To the air with McCarthy. This is caught by Addison. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. McCarthy operating from the gun. And it's caught. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
A gain of 5 yards brings up 3rd and goal.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal. They'll run. This is Allen. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. On 1st down, Meadows. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Here's Williams. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Meadows. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Now a first carry for their fullback. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd down and 13. To the air, Williams. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And his kick here is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this is caught by Martin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And out of bounds right around the 20.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Well, if you've been waiting all day for this Sunday nighter's been worth the wait. It's 3rd down here. He's back to throw. And he's in for the touchdown. And barring a miracle, the extra point can win this football game. Extra point attempt to follow here. And they have got the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Williams. toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Absolutely ideal there. Get a good size play, get out of bounds.
Well, you saw the coaching there. That is taught and it is emphasized. Get out of bounds, understand your situation, as well as just understanding the game.
One final shot. They'll look to throw toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. Williams. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered a loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Minnesota, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.